Okay, on this video, what I'm going to show you is how to distribute the shells in such a way that they are using the most optimal space possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking this guy out of the way and actually also these two guys out of the way for a second. One thing that is going to be really beneficial for me here is if I work with the transforms, I can actually just move them one unit to the right completely, and now they're going to be out of my way. But one thing that I want to take a look at is all of the space that these guys are using, and that is because this is sort of a semicircle shape. I'm going to take that one and I'm going to take this one, and both of them are using pretty much the same space, but they are in my way. So one thing that I can do here is try to occupy less space. That is going to be having them right on top of each other. Maya does a really good job aligning these guys up, but I feel like we can try to help it out and see what we can come up with. So this is going to be somewhat in here, and this one is going to be rotated over here, so I can position them in this place, and there you go. So just with that, I'm using less space than what Maya calculated for me. I don't want to make them terribly close to each other either, because it's when I start the texturing process, these might actually get in my way. So just trying to make sure that I don't go over the border here or here, as that is going to give me some issues later down the road. Now I will try to keep on everything that belongs to the button together. So I'm going to select the UV shells of that particular button shape. I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to select these ones, so I only have the button selected, so those are fine. I already accommodated these guys here. Actually, what's going on, I have these guys selected, so these are the ones that belong to the button. I'm going to be taking them out. You are part of that shell, so I'm just going to move you up here, and I'm going to do the same with you, which is the top part. So those two, I can put them together in here. This guy, I can put it up to the top, and this one I can put it up to the top in here as well. So that should be fine. Another way of arranging this would be selecting everything that is on the top shell and then putting it on the top. Everything is on the bottom shell, putting here in the bottom. So I feel like I want to go with that, so texturing is easier for me. But I was just showing you how this shell was organized in a neat way. So as you can see in here, I have a lot of plenty space, and then at this point, if I wanted to, I could scale them up and just arrange them in such a way that they are not messing with each other, right? So at this point, it's kind of playing Tetris. It's more like trying to find a space and then position that space where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to pause the video here because I need to figure out what is going to be the best solution for this, but I'm going to continue in a second once I'm done with this part. So after a couple of minutes, I figured out the best way of arranging these shapes, and this is the best thing that I could manage. So clearly I have all of the shapes on the top that are going to be my top shell. That's going to be my part of the top. Then over here I have my basic center, like the black line of the Pokeball, and then down here I'm gonna have the button and everything that belongs in the white pass. So everything here is basically the button laid out, and everything else like this is going to be the bottom shell of the Pokeball. So with that, I am ready for the next step, which is texturing. At this point, everything is set up in such a way that I can adjust my painting and everything. All of the numbers seem in a right arrangement, a right size. So I think everything is set up for my next step. So this is going to conclude this series, which is the texturing, and the next video is going to start talking about the next steps, which is going to be creating the texture. I will be following two texture paths, which one of them is a traditional one. I'm going to be making my texture by hand. In the case of the Pokeball, not so complicated, but still requires a lot of use of Photoshop. And the next step, or the next path that I want to try, is going to diverge a little bit from that, and that is going to be using Substance Painter, which is a great tool for creating a really amazing looking textures. So that is it for this video, and I will see you on the next series. So see you later.